Welcome to the show. Tonight we have a guest who is an artist. I call him a painter because he's so professional. His work could be at the Louvre or at the Metropolitan Museum of Arts. He paints exquisite figures, prints, drawings. You'll see the work because he's here with us and that some of his work is on the screen. I mean, we'll be discussing one by one. I'm so amazed and so fascinated that I asked him to come to the show. His name is Walter Mosley, and we'll be talking a lot. We'll be talking about his life, beginning as a painter, and the early years when he was very rough. And also we'll be talking about the years that he's a professional, that he conquered, and he is a master in his craft. But before we go to Walter, we just have the midterm elections and that the Republicans won. They now control the Senate and the House. I don't know what it means because it was ugly when Bush was the president. But now we have, President Barack Obama working. I don't know if they will let him work. You know that in the past, still in the minority, they blocked whatever policies and projects that he had. And let me ask Walter what he thinks about this. Hi, Walter.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Good
Did you vote?
No, I did not.
Do you pay taxes?
Of course.
And do you think the economy is doing well?
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay. Well, there were just two simple questions. You see?
Yeah.
And you answer, and there's no
Yeah.
problem.
Good to go.
But the public know that it means,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
gonna suck for a couple of years.
Well, I didn't vote, but everyone should vote, and
I did vote.
yeah, okay. All right.
And but tonight, welcome again, and let's give the floor to Walter. Walter, we want to know what it was it for you to paint,
Yeah.
to go to school,
Yeah.
from little Walter going to school
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like big Walter.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened.
Okay. Well, when I was 3, I liked to draw, and 3, yeah. And I remember living in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and my mother. I remember my room had pictures. My room was filled up like wallpaper. The room was filled up with pictures, and because my mother had put my pictures all over the wall. So I always drew when I was young. And when I was in first grade, I remember my teacher said, well, we all have a talent, and some of us find out later and some of us find out earlier. And she looked at me and I knew, like, well, good, I know what my talent is.
At what age you said, I know what my talent is?
That was first grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What is that? 6 or something like that?
Yeah, 6-ish.
Yeah.
7.
And so let's see. So when I got to high school, there was a special program, commercial art. So I thought that's what I wanted to do, is commercial art. And then when I was about to graduate, I read Norman Rockwell's autobiography, and that's when I first heard about the Art Students League of New York, which I've gone to for many years and I still go to. And I'm a monitor there and I'm a teaching assistant there. And what happened was I was not living with my mother. I was kind of on my own on my last year in high school. And my uncle was kind of acting as my guardian. And so I wanted, coming to New York was my dream. And my second choice was to go to any art school. And, I wanted to study art. I wanted to do art. I wasn't interested in trigonometry or calculus or anything like that. I just wanted to study art. So what I ended up doing is going to TCU in Fort Worth, Texas. And of course I studied art, and I studied anatomy too. I made an F, but
You did study.
but it wasn't the kind of anatomy I was looking for. It was, the kind of anatomy a doctor would be interested in. So,
but okay, now that you said anatomy, because I've seen so many art books and drawings, and it's like the anatomy of the human body, specifically the legs, from a point of view almost from doctoral, or like
yeah,
the pieces of arms, like chest with the little muscles that know,
yeah,
like a body dissected with skinless.
yeah. Well,
Do they prepare you, or is it just for painters, those drawings? Or I assume it is.
Well, I think you're talking about medical illustrations. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. But when you're first talking about it, I pictured you like maybe an artist's drawing is what you were talking about. So I'm not sure.
Well, maybe both. I've seen both. I think the doctors'
Right.
books with like
Right.
those specific drawings and
Right. There are like
pincelazos.
there are like great medical illustrations that students of anatomy, like medical anatomy. There's some very good, I can't think of it offhand, but there's some very good medical illustrations and stuff that's good for artists and for doctors. So I know that's true.
So then going back to you failed on your anatomy class, but it helped you a lot, right? Or did it help
Well,
on your drawings?
so no, it didn't really help because it was more about cells, and it wasn't the kind of anatomy that I was looking for, which was just muscles and bones. And
Not like the movie Grey's Anatomy.
I've never seen that show. So.
Oh, I haven't
but
either.
Grey's Anatomy is the name of that show is named after the book, which is is probably the greatest illustrated medical book ever, and I have that book, Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, I'll buy it.
Yeah. Well, you can get it in paperback for not very expensive.
That's what I want in paperback.
But the illustrations in that are really excellent. Probably, in a lot of cases, the best illustrations, and most of them you can see on the internet. Yeah. So okay, so there I was at TCU, and
How old are you at TCU?
I just out of high school, so
18,
19.
19, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
young Walter is ready to conquer New York City with art.
Well,
to study
well,
art.
So
no conquering yet.
well, I wanted to come to New York, but I kind of got talked out of it. So
okay.
I could have packed my bags and come. Maybe I should have, but I don't want to lay blame on other people.
Okay.
So, but then after a year of TCU, I realized that I just felt like it just wasn't what I was looking for, and I really wasn't happy. And so, this is a long story. So, I hope
Yeah.
so
I want to know about it,
Yeah.
Because you see beautiful, happy endings.
Yeah.
But it's painful going through
Yeah.
the process, making the sausage.
Yeah. Well, I knew I wanted to be an artist, but it was just, so it was kind of a struggle getting there, I guess. But
Then you finally go to college.
well,
what happens in college?
I went for a year.
Yes.
I went for a year, and then
In Texas.
I was
You're
in Texas,
now.
and I was disappointed. So what I decided at that point was, I'm going to pursue art. I don't need to go to school. So I was doing that, and I was working in a restaurant, and my father and my mother, I went to live with my father in California after a few years, because my mother and father had separated, and I don't know, I just saw that as an opportunity. So I went to California, and then I continued to work, and I worked in all kinds of jobs. I cleaned houses, I worked at a gas station, and all the time I was doing art, and then I started entering shows, and I got some awards, but
This is with only 1 year of college in Texas. Okay.
yeah,
Well, I guess
yeah.
had
You know, I
talent.
think like most college, it might be, it might. It's not quite as true today, I guess, but most of the college programs, they were more interested in abstract art, and I was interested in realist traditional art. So you know, it's kind of difficult because their focus is totally on like modern art and stuff, and so they expect you to be passionate and interested about modern art, and I wasn't. So that was also a real kind of block, you know, because I was at college, and you know, there's this whole attitude of modern art.
And
yeah,
then when
so-
you mean modern art, you mean
Well, like
not
the
the traditional beautiful paintings like we see
well,
from
like
Degas,
that, well, like that, well, like they'll say,
rotting.
they'll say, no, they'll say a class will be, there's no foundation, they don't, they just, no, because, you know, it was thought that training is bad. You don't want to have training. You want to be free from.
To create your
Yeah,
own.
yeah. So just here's some materials and just create whatever comes to you. You know?
Okay.
So, you know, which is kind of weird, really, because you don't say, if you want to be a musician, you don't say, here, there's a piano, express yourself. We're not going to trouble you with any kind of lessons or scales or anything like that. Just, you know, we don't want to inhibit you from expressing yourself, you know. So, so anyway, that was.
Okay. Number 2 then, who influenced your art? Like, did you study Renoir, Picasso, Degas,
Well,
Rodriguez? I mean, all those great painters.
well, I guess my hero now is John Singer Sargent.
Oh, that sounds excellent.
Yeah. And when I was young, it was Leonardo.
Leonardo da Vinci?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
DiCaprio.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because, oh, yeah. DiCaprio is an actor.
All right. Well, so then I was in California, and then I decided to go back to school because I said, well, you know, this is too much struggling, and I just felt I'll give it another shot. So I went back to school, and I did well, and I made great grades, and then I graduated, and I had a friend who wanted to go to New York, and he was graduating at the same exact time. So his name is Charles Munch is his name, and he's a great artist living out in California now. And so he and I came to New York and went to the Art Students League, and that was in 1988.
So you graduated soon after that? Or?
I graduated in '88 in California, and then I came out to New York in 1988.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, and then so eventually I found the teacher that was most influential on me is Frank Mason, and I studied about 10 years. And like I said,
What?
yeah, and I studied, and and then what happened was that after I was studying about 10 years, I got cancer, and I had been working as a graphic artist, and I was making good money doing that, but I felt a little bit like I wasn't doing art as much as I should be or wanted to be. And so at that point I kind of decided I'm going to try to just be an artist, just try to be just an artist. So that was in 2000, and so since then I've pretty much I've been able to do that. So I feel very blessed that I have this life where I'm able.
I've seen your pieces and they're fantastic. And tonight we are going to sample, I mean, we're going to show you and he's going to describe them, some of his pieces, because they're like breathtaking, and you see the professionality of it. All that you see when you go to the Met Museum or when you go to the Guggenheim is in these beautiful paintings. they don't lack anything. They are beautiful, and that.
Oh, thanks. That's very nice. I appreciate
That's
that.
the truth. I mean, you also remember you did a piece for me from the church, 79th Street.
Yeah, I'm
I
glad.
don't. I should have brought it, but I forgot. You
Well,
know, when
that's
you
the-
do these kind of shows, you get nervous. But I'm so excited because I want to. I don't know. Are we? Did you finish with your history of college, or are you ready
That's
to move
pretty.
on to
That's
the
pretty
pictures?
much it. Yeah, let's move on to the pictures. Yeah.
Oh yes, yes. We're gonna have like picture number one, which is great. Painting number one. It's not a picture.
That's that. I did that a few years ago, and that's Washington Square Park North. It's called Washington Square Park North because that's the street just north of the park.
Okay.
Yeah, and that address. I think that address is 1. You know, it's but anyway, and right a few houses down from that is where Edward Hopper lived. So
Who was Edward Hopper?
he was an artist that lived in New York, and he went to the Art Students League, and he's very famous. The Whitney Museum has his paintings, and yeah.
Oh well, thank you. So when did you paint this? In 2000 or 2012?
Yeah, I think 2012, 2011, something like that.
Around.
Yeah.
What, did you oil or what material did you use?
Yeah, that one is oil. Since then, I've been working with watercolor, but that particular one was oil. Yeah.
And how long does it take for to dry like an oil painting? Because I hear all these oil paintings and.
You hear a lot of different
Yes.
things.
You are the boss. You tell me.
Well, my paintings dry fast because I use a fast drying medium, but you can add things to the oil to prolong it, to make it dry slower, so it depends. That's why you've heard many different things. It's because there's
I did like, crappy little things because I wanted to experiment on coloring. And I got this little canvas and I went to, at the time, Pearl Paint, when they used to be in Chinatown.
that was a great story, yeah.
Oh, they went out of business.
I know.
They moved. So I bought these tubes, painting tubes, and it took forever.
Yeah.
Because what? They put stuff to last longer, or because?
They do. They put things in the
Oh.
tube to give it a shelf life. So if you
Okay.
make it yourself, it's gonna dry a little faster if you make it yourself from scratch.
The paint?
Yeah, you can.
Oh no, I'll never make paints.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
It's
I'm
not
glad
that
they
hard.
do it.
It's not that hard. And then if you do it, I don't do it as a regular thing, but I have.
You
done
know
it.
how to do it.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's good to know. I thought it was just you buy it, that's it, standard. Also, okay, I don't feel bad now. So sometimes it could last longer to dry it up, or last shorter time.
Yeah, they put things
Okay,
to
chemicals.
give it a longer shelf life,
thank
and
you.
yeah.
And then that paint that for instance, if you put it on material, on canvas, is there a difference between canvas? Let's say I have my T-shirt and I get like that oil paint, and I paint
Well,
something on my T-shirt.
Here's the thing: oil paint is acidy, so that's why you have to prepare the canvas a certain way. Otherwise, it'll eat through it over the years, and the whole thing will just crumble and fall apart.
What?
Yeah, and if you put oil paint on just a cotton shirt, it over time it'll deteriorate. So
What
yeah.
about acrylic? Like
no,
if
acrylic
I put acrylic
acrylic is fine.
on canvas and like cotton T-shirts.
Yeah, acrylic basically is plastic. So
What?
yeah, so it behaves
In water, plastic and water.
Yeah,
Because if you wash with water, acrylic
it's polymer.
dissolves.
It's polymer. It's a plastic, and
That works with water. Or not?
yeah. It works with water. Yeah, you dilute it with water, and when it
Okay.
dries, yeah.
Wow. I have learned so much in such a little time. Okay, let's go to the next painting.
All right.
Because I saw quite
All
a
right.
few.
Okay, that one I did last winter. So that was in December or January, and that is in Central Park, and it's called Swedish Cottage.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah, and you can see it. What I like about this, I don't. I do a lot of paintings that I don't like, but
This
I think
one
this
you
one
like?
I like. Yeah, and one of the things I like about it is that it doesn't feel like you're in New York.
No.
But if you look behind the trees, you'll notice the skyline of like that would be 57th Street skyline right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he give away.
Yeah, yeah.
So is it oil or is it like
Yeah,
acrylic?
this is oil because on that day it was about, I don't know how cold it was. It was probably 20 degrees or something.
And then, okay, you do this painting.
Uh-huh.
So how do you carry it back to your house? How do you protect
I
it?
have little boxes that they fit into. It took me a while to perfect it, and I'm still working on it. But I've got these nice little boxes. They're made by Raymar, the company. They just fit right in there, so then I can get on the subway, and I'm not worried about anybody brushing up against it or anything.
Okay, because I thought if it's like oil and it's like moist, I mean, it's still wet, wet. But
Yeah,
I mean,
that
it's
could
oil, but
that
I
could
mean,
be
I
a
don't
real
know what words
that
to
would be
use.
a real hazard. Yeah.
Because they can damage your paint, or somebody
Exactly.
by accident brushes,
Yeah,
and
exactly, and then they get paint on their nice clothes. and
yes,
that's-
okay. Well, let's go to the next one. You see, you guys, it's like beauty.
Okay, this is also by Washington Square Park,
Oh, look at the flowers.
and the lamp is a giveaway. They've got that style of lamps.
Yeah, only over there. Yeah, they're like old-fashioned and new because it's a
Yeah.
square
Yeah,
that is not old.
yeah, right. And you can see the that's also the buildings back there. That's also the north part, so it looks similar to the other painting.
Yeah, but over here, you don't think that you're in New York City, other than the
That's
lamp.
true. That's true. Yeah,
It's a beauty. Like if you just concentrate on that segment,
that's true.
it could be like Wyoming or
Yeah, you don't
Louisiana,
feel the. Yeah, you don't feel the. What is
the
the
rush
word?
of the
I'm-
city.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or the buildings, the concrete, the
Yeah,
cement.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to.
Yes. Oh, it's
Describe,
a gorgeous
yeah.
painting. Yeah.
Thanks.
I love it.
That one is a little bigger. It's 16 by 20. So I've been, yeah, it's about that size, right? I've been trying. I've been trying to work a little larger scale out of doors. So that was kind of a step in that direction.
Okay.
That particular one, yeah.
Okay, let's see. I don't know how much time we have. Yeah, let's go to the next painting, like to see if we can sample all of them.
All right. This one, I have done quite a few still lifes in my apartment where I paint. It's kind of my studio, but this particular one was done at the Art Students League, and I did that one in Greg Kreutz's class, who I'm not studying with now, but I studied a year with Greg Kreutz, and that was done in his class.
So this is a real flower pot that you painted, or just a paint or a photograph?
Oh no, that's they have a lot of nice old pots and
They stuck in some flowers,
vases.
and then they put the plate of
yeah.
peaches.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's nice! Wow.
Yeah, and those peonies, those flowers, they're almost. I didn't start it on the first day. I waited a little while, and those peonies you can see are a little bit. They're not quite fresh. They're almost about to die. But I kind of paint it fairly quickly, and I kind of like it, even though it's not.
Exactly. No, I just see a beautiful like flower pot with the flowers. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be. You could think of it like on the upper right hand. That is a little mosmupila, but yeah, hey.
Yeah.
If you don't pay attention to it, just
Right.
look
If I wouldn't
for a
have.
flower pot. Yeah.
Yeah. If I wouldn't have brought your attention to it, you wouldn't have.
Probably not.
Focused
Probably
on
not.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the peaches. Okay, let's go to the next. Ah, this is a classic.
Thanks. I recently sold that one.
Really?
Although I'm still waiting for the payment, but.
Oh well.
But
Call the police.
Well, if I don't get it soon, maybe I will. But so that one was also in the Kreutz class.
That's a gorgeous piece.
Yeah, I mean that vase, the Chinese vase, was beautiful to start with, and I was pretty happy the way I did it and kept it fresh. And
because normally the Chinese vases are blue. Like the down below will be Chinese.
Yeah.
But the beige ones
That's true.
is like kind of American or European or from the Dominican Republic or
Right.
Mexico.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you don't see many Chinese faces
no,
like that. That's
no,
true.
no,
That's
no,
true.
no.
That's true. And also, what's nice about it is the calligraphy.
Yeah. I had like a Chinese gentleman. He was big on calligraphy.
Mm.
But you know, that would call my attention because this is like a Chinese European mix. And this is the same as the fresh apples, or?
Yeah. Yeah, those are called lady apples. You know the little bitty apples?
Oh. And when did you do this?
Let's see, 2 or 3 years ago. I spent 1 year studying with Kreutz, and I did that when I was with him. And I've been studying 7 years with, I want to mention my teacher, Tom Torak, that I've been studying with for 7 years.
Wow,
So,
that's a lot
yeah.
of time. That's like a master's. Okay, let's go to the next.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, the next, yeah. Oh, those are 3?
Let's see,
I think
was
we
there-
spoke about
Did
this
we get
already.
it? Okay, all right.
Okay. So we only have like 1 minute left, but
Oh, it's great to talk
for
to
the
you.
yes,
yeah.
yes, this is for the first installment because I think I'm gonna have you back
All right, that
to
sounds
do
good. That sounds good.
the
okay.
painting inside the studio, the drawing. You know, sometimes I don't know the difference.
All right, that sounds good.
But it's been fantastic to have you.
Yeah, I enjoyed talking to you.
And thank you for like the little classes or questions that I had that you illuminated
Okay, no
me
problem.
and the public, the audience,
My pleasure.
with this little. Wow, I was like, you know, the paintings, the basic, the tubes, like the oil paints. Because me, I basically favor acrylic.
Well, there's nothing. Well, I'm not gonna. I prefer oil. No, we won't go any further into it, I guess.
Oh well.
But
thank
there's
you.
nothing wrong with it. It's
Okay.
acrylic is good.
But thank you for coming to the show and thank you for watching.
Thank you.